Welcome to Historofiles. Today I wanted to talk about artillery in the Napoleonic era and the different types that there were and how the shots that they could fire. So let's just jump straight into it, shall we? Artillery was a vital part of any army on a Napoleonic era battlefield, not just for the damage that they could cause, but also for the demoralising effect that these weapons could have on the enemy troops, particularly inexperienced troops. Additionally, these weapons were of great help to the troops on their own side for the support that they could give, whether attacking or defending. There were a great number of different guns available to artillery in Napoleonic times, ranging all the way from 4-pounders all the way up to 32-pounder siege guns. However, in most battles, the most commonly found weapons were between 8 and 12-pounders. You had your typical kind of cannon, which made up the bulk of most artillery in armies at this time, which is what we really associate with artillery at this time as well, which is the long barrel, with the big wheels. There was also howitzers, which would fire over the top. You also had mortars, which were incredibly steep trajectories on the missiles that they would fire. So let's talk about the types of shot that these different guns could fire. So a typical cannon could really fire anything that you had in these days. It could fire round shot, canister, shells, case shot, and all these different types of ammo could be fired from a cannon. Now howitzers, these would fire a shell or a case shot, while mortars would fire shells. So you're probably wondering what exactly these different kinds of shot were. So a round shot, this was simply almost like a bowling ball, just a round ball of iron or steel, and these would be just projectiles that would be fired and at a low trajectory that would slice through the ranks of men, or if the artillery was accurate enough, maybe destroy another piece of artillery on the opposing side, or destroy perhaps an ammunition cart, or as was very common, these were obviously used to batter down enemy defences. Second, we have shells. Now a shell was simply a round sphere of iron, and inside would be packed explosives and a fuse. Now the fuse would be lit when the cannon was fired, and when it landed, the fuse would be cut so that when the shell landed, just as it landed, it would explode, sending fragments of metal around, causing injury to those in near proximity. Thirdly, we have case shot. Now case shot was a particularity at the beginning of the British artillery. Now again, it would be a sphere of metal, and inside would be explosives, and packed inside would be scraps of iron and musket balls, and the fuse on this would be cut in such a way that when it was above the enemy troops, the target, it would explode while it was above them and send these musket balls and scraps of iron all over them. Obviously more effective than a shell, well, assuming that the fuse was cut right so that it would explode at the right point. Lastly, we have canister or grape shot. Now this was basically just a tin full of scraps of iron and musket balls. Now this would be used at close range, and it was like a shotgun. It was like a huge shotgun, and at 200 yards, 300 yards, it would it had a hit rate of about 55 men for each shot. Now this is enormous compared to a round shot. You imagine a line of men walking forward. They would be not that vulnerable really to a round shot, which could take out one phile at a time. However, canister, well, that spreads out like duckshot, and so is much more effective against infantry or cavalry advancing in a line. So that's the video. I really hope you liked it, or at least found it informative, and if you did, please give it a like and share, comment, all that good stuff, and hit subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time. Bye.